Hi everybody. I was just sitting here at my desk and I was just thinking about just what's going on in society and how the kids are. It's like you can see that there's a big difference between generations, between the generation, between what you see in movies from our past, from what our parents tell us, from what they've experienced to, what we experienced to now what, my children are experiencing. Not personally, but, as a collective, as a whole. And it's a little scary. Um, I just, by being such a sensitive soul, um, and also, you know, um, a person just living like you guys. But it's just something just triggers me. And I can't just, I have to follow the energy. That's just kind of how I'm built. One of my imperfections that I'm trying to make perfect, you know what I mean? Because I can't change myself. So it's like this energy when I'm hearing the news about Triple X and Extension, pardon me, his whole name. And and then shortly after seeing that video, um, I just I cried. I don't even know why, because I don't listen to music or anything. It's just that I have seen him before. And I think that I felt bad because I have judged him because of, I didn't understand. Um, I thought what he's been through, he was giving our kids, um, stuff that I fear, negative vibrations, absorbing different types of frequencies. And I'm a metaphysical mom, I'm a quantum mechanic mom. That's the type of person who I am. I follow the energy and I let my kids, know about this energy so they're also aware. So we tend to not listen to too much rap music, because of the impressions that they leave on our young ones. And if you're aware or not aware, I teach and I'm getting into writing metaphysical books for children, based off my own children, and how we just kind of do our little thing, in our time and space, and how we're always creating moments in the now moment, and it's just so amazing. And, just being uncomfortable versus always being comfortable, because the meaning of life is being uncomfortable because we're always meant to learn. Um, when kids are coming up, we are not aware as parents, um, at the time in the moment, because our emotions, they run through us and energetically, um, and then we express that emotion, on a degree to where no matter how you slice it, um, the power of words is very, 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 very strong. And what you scream out towards the kid or towards that other parent, if it's a two-parent household, and what you scream out to another parent, you know what I mean, knowing that their kid is there or unknowing that their kid is listening. It's the simple fact is that those vibrations, they hold energy, and the energy, we hear it, we absorb it through sound waves, but the soul is absorbing it because we heard it. It's a vibration that a frequency we just connected to, because the soul is so strong. Again, it is a magnet. So the more often that the kid hears this and hears these different vibrations and frequencies, they are going to think or know, or not even know. They're going to, makes it a habit, because we're creatures of habit. That's the flesh suit. That's why we get tired. That's why we get hungry. That's why we gotta go poo. Real talk. Different types of addictions comes because of the flesh suit. Um, because it is creature of habit. So whatever we do and train ourselves to do, then the creature just automatically does it automatically. It's like learning a dance routine and hearing the music, and then you just make it your own, to where you can think of something else while you're doing the dance movements and dancing full out and hard. That's just an example of training the creature, the flesh suit, because it is different from it's a different energy from the soul energy. um, the whole purpose of this whole experience is to have a soul experience in a feeling way. So when you get too comfortable, like comfortable with arguing and yelling at a household, in time, it is met with the flesh suit, which causes the habit. And because you are at a stagnated energy of just always being in this energy of negativity, when you have the power to get out of it, but you choose not to because of morals from, you know, programming. And programming tells us that being happily married in a situation, honor them, it tells us everything. But it's like, if we don't each of it from the very beginning, and we're already inside of a partnership, and it wasn't a divine partnership, and those karmic relationships, when babies are spawned out of them, they are in literally a very low energy, and they are you guys as parents, us as parents, um, we are training our kids to have relationships like that. So when they get into these partnerships, when they get older, even though they have experienced life in between, this like their relationship defaults back into their childhood state, because that's how they saw their parents and lived with their parents growing up. And what did they always remember? A creature of habit of how their parents treated one another. Were they always screaming, versus now they're always screaming at their partner, because the kid thought that was healthy. They didn't know any better, because the parents are staying in a relationship, and it's not healthy. Whether you say it's hate love, love hate, or whatever, love is meant to be expressed in a high vibrational state. Yeah, get dressed, please. Thank you, my baby. um but that's why we as parents, we have to be a little bit more aware of what we are, the habits that we are creating in front of our kids, because when they're becoming, preteens and teenagers and get into relationships of their own, they're going to default back into the relationships that they seen growing up. And you don't want them to remember, you know always is, no matter what it means in your family. Only know your shadow self. And by being in a certain type of energy, with an energy you're not supposed to be with, then that energy can transmit a mirroring from you, and you being in this stagnated energy, not moving. um you take on a different, like a force, and then it's like this magnet, because you refuse to move. It's like it transform you into a beast. You know what I mean? Which is what the Twister Fuels books, my Twister Fuel book, is about. um it's like, by you being stuck, in a place, it's like water standing still. And water is alive, water is a memory cell. So all of the nasty, yucky stuff is building in, but becoming dense, like becoming a little bit more denser, to where you can actually see the death, or see the rot, or see the mold, or see anything that is not of healthy, of higher vibration of life. It is now breaking down. You know what I mean? Because there's no love tones coming to it. You know what I mean? And the love and the soul, it needs love to live. So if we are continuing these generational patterns of being in these broken household, because the world says we need to have, you know, whatever standards, so you can look good on social media, so you can portray that you got it all. You know what I mean? So everybody can give you likes, and the dopamine come out of your mind, and you getting all amped up, and in your little love state, because you don't understand how the mind works with different light ray frequencies through crystal energy, and transmitting, and not understanding how this whole beautiful experience actually works. It is a little bit scary for my children to live in a generation like this, where there's another baby who passed away, and it's like justice for Junior, and beautiful Dominican baby. He's like 15 years old. My baby is 13 years old. So it's like, I like, oh my god, like I send her to the store sometimes, like giving her $5. I did exactly what that other mom did, and I couldn't even imagine, the stores and all of that situation that will, transpire like that. And I just, that boy wanted to be a detective, which means he wanted to be a healer. He wanted to, give justice to people. There's like like it's like beautiful, and it's like this little boy passed away, and all sorry, and all the healers, I mean, and all the those it was like a gang related thing, and they misidentified him, but slayed him in a way that was like, barbaric. It's not, I can't even talk about it. That's just how gruesome it is. And the media has just like overexposed so much gruesome stuff. It frightens a person like me, because I don't get down like that. Anything that hurts like people, animals, I'm not down like that. Like, I'll break down and cry. Like, that's just how sensitive to energies that I am. I have to be around love. I have to express love in a way that's like raw and organic to me. And like, if my voice and just like helping people connect the dots, when it's so simple to me, but I know I'm on a journey, and this is a gift. So we just have to remember, parents, that if you are in a relationship, in a karmic marriage relationship, okay, karmic relationships, um, they begin, those are the relationships that we learn our lessons from. They are soulmates, but karmatic relationships, that's when the magnets of your soul, hold on, should I explain it to you in a way? Yeah, I am. Hold on. Let me find it. Where is it? Oh, here it goes. Hold on. Let me see. It's not outside, but I'm trying to see. I don't want to. Okay. So, maybe I should cut this video down and then go into the next one. Yeah, well, I just give you a little snippet. But, like karmic relationships, if you can see it, I'm pretty sure you can, because I have a big ass chart. But like karmic relationship, like this is the basically our kundalini, um, divine masculine and divine um, feminine energy, basically. And when we get into our soulmates, when we grow up, and teens, 20s, 30s, and all, so such above or whatever, we connect on an energetic level to certain people who vibrate on the same mindset as us, on the same patterns of see, taste, touch, the five senses, and I have all of that here as well because I'm all about it. But taste, see, and then seeing on. I point to my third eye, but the pituitary gland is literally in the middle of your head. So when I do this, when I reference to my pituitary gland, that's just no, that's reference to me pointing towards the middle of my head, inside the middle of my head, and I can't do that because I'm alive. But anyway, fun facts. But this is what karmic relationships are. So you're in a karmic relationship because they start off really passionately and very energetically, like the magnet. When you come towards this person, you start feeling this energetic pull, the love, it falls real quick, but it's certain deceits that are there as well. But it's also a go ahead because that's the karmic in it. If you're in a karmic relationship, because if it start off with lies and secrets and only you know them, then that's a karmic relationship. And you still get the man, then that's a karmic relationship. You guys are energetically matched. And also, when it's time to separate with the karmic, it's like really, really, really bad. Um, some karmic relationships end in death. I hate to say that, but it's the truth. Because um, one person gets jealous or embodies too much of the jealousy, envy, energies and stuff, and it's this is a learning relationship. So when you are married in a karmic relationship, you really have to be very cautious and careful to what your child sees, because your child is also a soul that's living, and the soul it's a magnet, so it will continue to, like, life, consciousness, God, however you see the high one, Elohim, he is all living and never stop. So that's that magnet in between all of the space in our spirit glands. This is what you see from our spirit gland standpoint. Um, that's how we absorb and transmute good and bad energy through the flesh suit, and that's what it remembers. So be very cautious of what you say, because what you say the most, screaming, yelling, whatever, that child is going to remember in that magnet body, and the magnet body is again life, and it wants more of it. So that's what habits are, and they get used to it. And then what does consciousness wants to do? It wants to express or see or know more of itself. So that's what curious by nature is. That's what it all means. So that's my little lesson on karmic relationships and being very cautious in these households where, if you are in a karmic relationship, married or unmarried, but or even if you're single dealing with the parent, if you're divorced, just be very cautious. Yes, baby. Of course. That's my Halloween baby, Jasmine Rose. But this is I hope this helps someone. I hope this heals someone, and please share it, like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more videos, more frequent videos on my channel, just to release and just you know share and help us all have a fuller life together. Namaste.